Hi guys and welcome to a new video. Today I will be talking about I Know What You Did Last Summer. Alright, so the 2025 I Know What You Did Last Summer is a legacy sequel to the 1997 I Know What You Did Last Summer, but also its sequel I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, which is a false title because it was about the events that happened the summer before last summer. So actually it is I Still Know What You Did the summer before last summer, which is the actual title for the movie, which should have been the title for the movie. And you could make any more sequels after that and still call it I Know What You Did the summer after the last summer. I think it would have been better. I think it would have made the franchise some kind of gimmick, which I think would have helped this franchise a lot because it's not that great. It's just a bunch of slashers, not even a bunch, it's just 4 movies now. You have I Know What You Did Last Summer, which is kind of good, but it had its own problems. It had way too little characters for us to care about. It had also way too little characters to fill a 90-minute movie full of kills. Then you have I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, which played in the Bahamas was basically a regular sequel, which wasn't the worst. And it had Jack Black. Then you also have I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer, which is a movie we don't talk about. It isn't connected to the original 2 movies. They talk about some of the events quite a bit, or sometimes, but it's not really that connected to everything, and they kind of broke everything in the laws of slasher films with The Fisherman in that one. And then they stopped making those movies, and now in 2025 they thought like a lot of people know what I Know What You Did Last Summer is. Let's make a legacy sequel because people are waiting for that. And I can definitely say that up until 2 weeks before this movie even released, I had no clue that this was a franchise. I thought this was going to be an original film, and I kind of sighed when I heard that it was a legacy sequel because that meant that I had to watch 3 movies. But that being said, it's only 3 movies, so I did that, and I kind of enjoyed the first one. I kind of dug the second one, but the reveals in that were quite absurd and quite bullshit. But then we have the third one, the legacy sequel, the Scream 5 of the franchise, basically. The movie that takes them all back. Even the characters of Freddie Prinze Jr. and the other actress, I continuously forget her name, but she plays Julie James. Jennifer Love Hewitt, she also portrays a role in the Garfield movies, by the way, just for you to know that. Yeah, they came back, and I have to say, this sequel the legacy sequel isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, and a lot of people seem to be very negative about it, and I can definitely see where that is all coming from, because there are a lot of problems with this one. The main thing is the script. I do think the first act is fairly strong. I feel like they did a well enough job with that one. The eventual event that happened last summer was not that great. Didn't like that. I think it, yeah, it could have been me, but I kind of missed the crime part in it. I see where they were coming from with it, and I see why this would be seen, especially in America, as what they did, but to me it felt like a very big downgrade of the actual thing that they did in the first movie. Like the thing that happened, the events that set it all in place, was not nearly as bad as it was in the first one. It's still bad, but not nearly as bad. And then you have the rest of the movie, and the middle part of this movie is okay, and then the third act, where you have the big reveals, is where this movie gets off the rails. And I have to say that for the most part, I enjoyed this team of young people doing stuff and doing the things that they do. But there were also quite a few annoyances in there. And one of the main annoyances is that everyone continuously makes dumb decisions. Like, everyone keeps going off on their fucking own. And if the killer only gets you when you are on your own, stop going to things alone. Stick the fuck together. But no one in this movie seems to understand that. And there's a lot of slashers that have that problem. And I continuously hate it. And I continuously keep hating on that problem. But they still managed to do it in this movie. The kills are quite okay. They are not the worst. I do think whenever I see that fishhook, I continuously think that thing can't do that slashing damage in that way. But you know, I'm gonna give the fantasy out. But in this movie, the same thing. It's basically a square thing with a pointy point, and they slash like this, and that would definitely leave a mark. Or sometimes they even slash like this with a hollow, with not even the point side of it, just that thing, and that slashes as well. And I was like, oh, that's not possible. Yes, I hate the weapon. I kind of adore the suit that he's wearing, but you know, there's that. And then you have the third act, but oh wait, I was talking about the kills. The kills, quite good. There's two in there. They happen almost at the same time, in the same exact scene. And that was obnoxious as fuck, because you could see it from the outside, and everyone could see the problem from the outside, but still he went in, and he basically got himself killed. In a very easy way, just for the story to move forward. And it was so incredibly annoying to watch. It made me mad. But still, the rest of the kills were enjoyable. The crew, the young guys, they weren't the worst. They were quite enjoyable, even though they had this Gen Z speech that they had. And I am not one to talk. I am 25 years old. So I'm about to become 26. But there were things said in this movie that even I couldn't understand. And even I thought, like, what are you saying right now? I have no clue. Mainly in the end, like, everything that happens after the actual ending of the movie, and then you have 3 minutes of movie that's still left, and they make some jokes for the younglings or for the young audiences, I guess. I have no clue what they were saying. That was incredible in a bad way. And then, of course, you have the reveals. We have to talk about the reveals. I will not talk about who they are, but I will talk about you really fumbled the ball on that one. The first reveal, kind of saw it coming, but kind of didn't. I was looking in that direction, but I didn't know that for sure. So when that reveal came, you surprised me. I loved it. I really, really liked that one. The way that it became kind of psychotic in that last sequence with that character, love that. But then they do have a twist. They have a plot twist for someone to be a killer as well. Why? Like, okay, I get you want to make a movie that has people talking about it. So I kind of guess, and I kind of see why you would do that. But then you give it a reasoning. And you tell people your reasons as to the why you're doing that. And why this character does something this way after they did something else in some other ways. But it's the most badly obnoxious reason you could ever think about. And it's so incredibly bland and lacks any form of brain capacity to make that sound normal or to make that sound like a good idea. So the idea was definitely there, and the idea for it was definitely something that they tried. But holy fuck did they fumble the ball on that one in the end. And that is what will get people incredibly angry with this one. And I get it. In the end, I still enjoyed I Know What You Did Last Summer for what it was. It may even be my favorite movie of the bunch, not by a lot, because the first one is, apart from the characters, it's boring, but it's good boring. It's on the better side of the boring. This one is on the better side of enjoyment, but on the worse side of the writing. So in the end, I'm going to give this one 3 stars and a heart, because I genuinely did like the things that I saw. It's just that they fumbled some of the reveals, and they fumbled one of the kills, and they fumbled on the script in that sense, in what they were saying and stuff like that. Alright, have you seen this movie? What did you think about it? Please let me know in the comments down below, because I'm really excited to hear your opinion on it. I want to thank you for watching, and I'd like to see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye bye. Oh, and before I sign off,